It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Pistons in Detroit. This Detroit group has been getting things done. They lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And guys, you think about it, in a lot of ways, the San Antonio Spurs are the league's model franchise. Despite the small market, relative lack of media attention, all they do, Shaq, is
win, 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 no matter what. You look at the coaches and executives that got hired away from San Antonio area. The Spurs organization is like a tree whose branches are spreading throughout the league, and the chlorophyll is just igniting all the other teams and all the other GMs to just flow.
That's a magical analogy.
Like flowers.
It's magical the way you described that.
Thank you.
I'm not feeling that. That's a copycat league. They got to stop doing that. There's other people that could do a good job other than Spurs. Not saying the Spurs don't do a good job.
So you don't like the Spurs?
No, I don't like them being copycat and everyone wants to be exactly like them.
We're blossoming.
You know, they win 50-plus games every year, but you don't have to copycat.
Really, it's like this.
Ernie, you see this cup?
Yes.
Watch when I pour water and hear what happens. You see how the plant just blossoms? And it's keep growing.
It's like Shaq and the Beanstalk.
Shaq and the Beanstalk. And stop. I want it to stop right there. You see that? I'll just move it right over here. See that little flower?
Oh.
That's what the Spurs are.
It provides a nice touch for the set.
Yes,
here.
thank you.
It really
Appreciate
does.
it.
There's other teams that do
Kenny
it.
doesn't want to play this game. Kenny is not impressed.
You're not impressed by the chlorophyll?
I'm impressed by the magic show you just put on, but I'm not impressed by everybody has to get a Spur guy.
There are only so many to go around.
I'll tell you.
Kevin Harlan, you got the call.
It's time for some hoops at Little Caesars Arena, home of the Pistons. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. And that's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. Well, following the game plan, that's pretty much been the story for what's been a nice push through this midway point of the season for them.
Yeah, well, you got to like what they've been showing here of late. Very solid basketball they're playing across the board, and you can point to a lot of different areas where they have been excellent.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. And both these teams come into this game with a lot of confidence, Chris. They're playing excellent basketball right now.
Yeah, and teams like this will usually tell you they didn't circle this game on their calendar or this isn't a big game. I'm going to tell you as a player, they're lying. They've been watching each other all year. They can't wait for this game, and we're about to see both teams play their best.
So Detroit will get the first possession. And the starting group for the Spurs, skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. Murray and Green team up to make the backcourt. And it's Gasol at the center position. And the wide open shot from Green drains the three-pointer. Green's got the first 3 points tonight for the Spurs.
First points of the night, and here we go.
He's showing his initiative, trying to put his imprint on the game right out the gate.
9 feet out. That misses off the backboard. Outside Leonard passes to Murray. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Well, you like to see a little more physical nature on defense. You have to make him earn those points at the stripe.
Now here's Leonard. 26 points for him last game against New York.
All right, shooters have to be careful when Drummond is roaming nearby. He is a defensive menace who takes his shot blocking very seriously.
Murray with it. What a tremendous game he played against New York. Outside, Green. Dishes to Leonard. Jacks up a three. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close. And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from three.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Jackson dishes to Drummond. The pass to Kennard. And he makes good on the layup. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket. And with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
Here's Gasol after the basket by Detroit. And here's Green outside. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Jackson passes to Johnson. He kicks to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Kennard's shot is off.
I like the shot selection on that one, despite the miss.
Shoots. And it's off the back rim. No good. It's Jackson with the drive. Here's Griffin. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
Connects from three-point range.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Spurs leading by 7. Now Murray. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Pass to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go. That one, no good. And Detroit the other way now. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough battle all night. I thought their great conditioning was the difference in outcome.
And it's sent back by Drummond. Fast break, here they come. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And Chris, if you're a Pistons fan, you have to be happy with the direction this team is headed. They have a good, youthful core, a brand new arena. Things are looking up.
Oh, yeah, 3 championships in the history. 2 of those were back-to-back, and another final. But if you look back at the Pistons' history, just like most organizations, it's full of valleys and peaks. And they just went through a valley for the past 7 years or so. And we'll see how things are lining up for them. It looks promising, but they have to come through and execute.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good.
in the Spurs last season. How about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons except the strike-shortened one in '99.
Now here's Murray. Aldridge a screen. Wide open look here for Murray, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Murray's got his second basket of the night.
Artful use of the screen there. Gains the separation he needs for a good look.
And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
First free throw is good.
But see, I love Reggie Jackson, how he attacks players with his drive. He uses his size nicely. He's so athletic. I mean, he has one of the best Euro steps in the game and a nice tempo change to keep the D off guard.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And with Jackson and his ability to attack the rim, that strength plays into another strength of his, which is pulling up short and getting a jumper or a floater on the fly.
Well, that tandem of talents make Jackson such a tough assignment on defense. He has the right mentality to consistently create chances. No real easy way to defend against him.
Here's Jackson after Pau Gasol's bucket. Basket counts. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
And Jackson is very good at catching the D off guard, especially inside where he needs to be fast and getting that shot off.
San Antonio leading by 5. Murray kicks to Leonard. Here's Aldridge. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Johnson. That's 7 points for Reggie Jackson.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Leonard kept alive outside. Green. Pass to Leonard inside. A nice shot by Aldridge.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Here's Kennard. Guarded by Green. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Pistons trail by 5. Here's Griffin. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is Greg when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
That free throw, no good. And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy at your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that could knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that 2 guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Smith kicks to Drummond. The feed to Galloway. Elbow shot is on the way. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Spurs leading by 7. Leonard the pass to Murray. Aldridge with a screen on Smith. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Aldridge has got 5.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
Johnson the screen. Outside Griffin. Back to Galloway. Smith for 3. A rebound by the Spurs. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
For the Pistons, Lewis checked in for Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Ennis in for Johnson. Here's Galloway. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando. Ennis dishes to Galloway. Looking to end the run. And he sinks the layup. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that 3-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
So it's the Spurs now after the basket by Detroit. Gay, that's good.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Pistons trail by 11. And here's Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Detroit.
They stayed away from being too reliant on the 3-point shot. They used it when they had to, but kept things balanced. And that's what you want to have, an offense that comes at you in all sorts of ways.
And he makes the first.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
And Ennis drops them both. Great with the Pistons and their discipline as a team. Part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second-chance points, one of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
Tolliver the pass to Lewis. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lewis. Some teams live and die by the 3. Let's check out the best. In 4th, the Spurs.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
Spurs leading by 9. Here's Parker. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Gay outside. They set the pick. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And as Rudy Gay enters the back half of his career, I would think that his role on a team will start to change. Chris, he always will be able to provide points. As we have seen with some vets, he could transition to being an elite 6th man.
Well, it's all about Gay's size. I mean, the Spurs saw that. He still has a lot to offer. That's why they made the move for him. They went hard after him. He's going to be another offensive option off that bench, and he brings athleticism to a team with not much athletic ability.
First free throw is good.
Oh, well, Kevin, throughout his career, Gay has been an offensive force and mastermind at manipulating defenses.
Gay hits them both.
And when you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
You're right. They are precise in how they ran that play. Exceptional timing. That's all good stuff.
They grabbed their own miss. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And the astonishing athleticism of Gay puts defenders in a bind. He knows how to get under their skin.
And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him, has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for this field goal percentage, and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
And the first one at the line is good. Rudy Gay hits them both. Well, Chris, NBA players will go around to every arena at least once in a season. Does each arena have its own feel and look? And how does that impact players when they play on the floor? A depth perception from the basket to the last row. They told me that every building feels different. Is that true?
Yeah, every building does feel different, but because every player is different, you know, it just depends on which guy in which arena. You know, I used to love Portland because it was dark in Portland and it felt warm in there. I don't know why. I mean, I can't really even explain that well, but yeah. I used to love playing in Portland. And I know some guys that have an arena that is bright, or they just love getting there, or maybe they just love that city. So a lot of times, I tell you what arena I really loved, and it was the first time I went to Boston Garden, because I just sat and I stretched on the floor probably for the longest of any game, because I sat there and I touched the parquet floor and I got to look up at all the banners, and I'm, you know, kind of reading the banners there and who played there and what year they won, and tried to remember that team. And so there's some arenas that's just special because who's performed there, who's been there before you, and so every arena has a different feel.
That's a great answer. 1:32 left in the first quarter of the game. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gay's got 8 points.
The scoring skills of Gay aren't just limited to the mid-range and his perimeter. This is a guy who can get it done from the inside as well, thanks to his fantastic length.
Now here is Smith. Shot by Ennis. Nobody around. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, both teams have come out with solid offensive strategies. And then, of course, guys are finishing.
Lure against Gay. And finished off by Gay.
And when Gay is sprinting to the hoop, you have a feeling he's going to do something special. His dunks are just unreal.
Lure a screen on Anderson. Off the pick. And Ennis slams it in.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Here's Parker. After the basket by Detroit. Gay outside. Fires from deep. Rebounded by the Pistons.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Feeds to Forbes. Here's Anderson. And so it's San Antonio, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pop's and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you allow them to speed up the tempo, there's a good chance you're going to fall behind.
They've got Smith, Anthony Tolliver out there with Ennis. Then it's John Lure, and it's Galloway in at the shooting guard. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Here is Forbes. 8 points his last outing. Gay with no one around. San Antonio again missing. Pistons trail by 7. Here's Galloway. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Galloway's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Detroit. San Antonio's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Parker kicks to Laverne. Parker against Smith. Steps back and fires. And he hits the jumper for 2. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Yeah, the mid-range jump shot is just automatic from Parker, especially when he gets the room to fire.
Lure sets the pick for Smith. That shot missing. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Yes, that goes in. Gay's got 12 points in the game.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Galloway. Rebound San Antonio. Laverne's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Forbes dishes to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Gay. Sweet little floater. Gay's got the lead up to 11 now for San Antonio.
And then the razor-sharp focus of Gay. Never letting defenders get to him on these shots.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, if you really want to know, the best way to do it is to take care of the basketball. They lost focus, got sloppy last game, and blown out because of it.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Andre Drummond. He's putting up about 16 points a game and over 2.5 blocks. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Spurs leading by 11. 4-on-3 break. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Now Leonard. After the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Trying to get back on track. No good at the rim.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Murray. Aldridge, the pass to Murray. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Pistons trail by 14. Outside Jackson. And Drummond kicks to Griffin. Here's Jackson, and stolen by Murray. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Leonard. Here's Aldridge, and Griffin sends it back. Kennard, the pass to Drummond. Nice pass, led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And Drummond is so ridiculously strong inside, just simply overpowering the D in the post.
And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Murray. Gasol a screen. Leonard against Johnson. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Griffin. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Magic in Orlando. Pass to Kennard. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Leonard. Here's Aldridge. He feeds it to Murray. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Murray's got 7 points.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And Chris, one of the rare honors for an NBA player is to have their jersey retired. The Kings retired your number 4. What does an honor like that feel like? What does that mean to you?
Man, it meant so much to have my jersey retired. I was there with my family, my wife, my brothers, sisters, parents, and everyone. And so it was just a really, really great moment. You know, when you're playing the game, you can really, we say enjoy the process, but you never really can really enjoy it day to day because you're always thinking ahead, trying to get better. And so it was just a really cool moment to sit back and think about all the positive things we did in the city, for the city, and definitely for the game of basketball. So it was a great feeling, and, you know, Sacramento forever. I thank them for that, and I love them there.
Wonderful years, indeed. Here's Aldridge, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Clock at 6, and it's Aldridge missing.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
Griffin dishes to Jackson. Over Murray. Jackson misses. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Green. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Johnson.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
Both free throws good from Green. Pistons trail by 17. Outside Jackson. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Jackson's got 9.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Murray kicks to Leonard. Over Johnson. Leonard, no luck.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Griffin. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Just a tremendous talent when healthy. That's the key for Griffin, trying to avoid a big injury that takes up a chunk of his season.
The Pistons have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
2 shots. Last on the first.
The first one falls. Griffin hits them both. San Antonio leading by 13. Outside Leonard. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And how about the evolution of Leonard's game over time, from role player to full-fledged star?
Look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
Thick. Well, anyone looking for highlights? Because you just found one. How about the creativity there in the air?
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Kicks to Aldridge. Leonard against Johnson. Clock at 6. Outside Leonard. Another miss by Leonard.
He hasn't been his best this quarter.
Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Drummond. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Aldridge with a screen on Johnson. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Murray for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. It's Jackson with the drive. The lead now cut to single digits. Jackson's got 4 this quarter.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's the lob to Aldridge. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. How his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 13 points a night, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And, guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Outside Jackson. And Gasol sends it back. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
San Antonio leading by 9. Now here's Murray. 7 points in the game. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Murray's got 9 points. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. The dish to Jackson. At the elbow, it's Drummond. Down low. Griffin's shot is off.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And it's Green missing. Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Griffin's shot is off.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses. Again, yet another shot to build on his impressive first quarter.
Drummond, a screen. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Reggie Jackson. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. 6th in assists, and he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. And the first one at the line is good.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. That one is no good. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Langston Galloway's checked in for Blake Griffin. San Antonio leading by 13. Parker passes to Laverne. Parker dishes to Laverne. Back to Parker. Over Smith. Smith with the defensive effort.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
There's the pass to Galloway. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists in the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Gay can't get it to go. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Smith.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Parker kicks to Laverne. Dishes it to Gay. Lays it up off the glass. Laverne's got his first bucket of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Lure can't hit. Spurs leading by 11. Gay kicks to Anderson. Up and in on the layup. Anderson's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
Galloway, the pass to Tolliver. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Parker dishes to Gay from downtown, and it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Smith outside. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
The cleverness of Smith showing itself once again. Terrific at getting into the heart of the D and then cashing in.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for San Antonio. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They lead by 9 points. Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
The three-point shot was their best friend. I agree with the strategy. When it's working, take advantage of it. I don't really like it. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. But tonight, they're living, and they're living good, baby.
Over to Kenny. What you think about Detroit?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and some of it is based on how the defense is playing you. He didn't force things. Instead, he rewarded his teammates.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Spurs leading by 9 on the court for San Antonio. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. And it's Murray in at the point guard. Here's Leonard. And the shot falls short this time. The Pistons shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Griffin's shot is off. San Antonio's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Shoots from the elbow, and Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got the first points of the second half here for the Spurs. On the wing, Jackson. He's covered by Murray. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Over to the wing. Here's Kennard. Pistons keep it alive. Outside for Jackson. Johnson attacking. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 4 assists now tonight.
And at 6'7", Johnson has the height to bang down low. He's terrific at getting quality shots in the post.
Leonard kicks to Murray. Aldridge a screen. Murray with it. Griffin's there. They shoot again, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
And Griffin, here we go. And Griffin slams it in.
And how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Spurs leading by 7.
The thought of what Andre Drummond could be down the road, I mean, really is just scary. I mean, he could dominate. If he just gets a handful of go-to moves on the post, you can't stop him. He's an offensive bully on the glass. He just, potential is there.
Here's Griffin. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
Spurs have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And with Drummond, as you said, Chris, he is still full of room to develop. You forget just how young he is as he's been in the league for so long already.
You know, he just needs to keep improving every year. And also, he's not in an offensive system. Their system, the coaching staff, the Pistons are not known as an offensive type team. So he's going to have to get better in the summers and find his way along as time goes on. But he has an athletic skill set that you just don't see in this league anymore.
The free throw drops for Leonard. Murray with it. He's got 9. Green, the screen. Murray, the pass to Leonard. 5 to shoot. From deep. Rebound, Detroit.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Let's not lie. He has the skills to do it. We've seen that, but you still like to work for something closer.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lay-in, takes the contact, still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Well, many had high hopes for what Stanley Johnson could be in the NBA, but after a rough sophomore season, questions have been raised, C-Webb. Former 9th overall pick, the player of the year in high school in Los Angeles, terrific freshman year at Arizona. He saw a major regression in many areas of his game.
Well, look, the NBA is a different level. When you come in as younger as Stanley came in, you're going to have to figure your way out. He's with a great organization, great coaches around. He should improve with hard work.
Puts it up from 7. Gasol dishes to Green. Fires it up, and the jumper is good. Green's got 13.
Look, I don't know how he got that one to go. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. And it's sent back by Aldridge. 3-on-3. Here's Leonard. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation. It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
16 feet away. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Pass to Kennard. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Both good from the line that time. San Antonio leading. Murray kicks to Green. The tray. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
And part of this falls on the defense. I mean, you know he's hot. You'd like to force someone else to shoot the basketball.
And that one's good. Drummond.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Leonard kicks to Green. Aldridge a screen. The drive by Green. Second chance shot, and Aldridge with the layup. Aldridge has got 7 points.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
Picked by Griffin. Jackson passes to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Oh, man, in these screen and roll plays, Jackson is just exceptional. Just reads the defense well and delivers remarkable passes to his teammates.
And stolen by Drummond. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. And now just a 1-point Spurs lead, and San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Look, I still can't believe how athletically gifted this kid Drummond is at the center position. It's not just his size. It's his speed, it's his quickness, and jumping ability.
Well, with Drummond, you usually don't see someone who has as much muscle mass as he does and able to run the court and blow by defenders. But, Chris, he does it on a nightly game-to-game basis.
It's crazy. He tries and kind of plods down the court, but when he gets the ball, he has a burst off the dribble. And you're just like, are you kidding me? His consistency needs to come, but don't sleep on his quickness in the line.
Now Detroit moving it up, and Lure gets it to go.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Parker dishes to Laverne. And Forbes kicks to Parker. Pass to Laverne. Back to Parker. Connects on the 17-footer. He's got 6.
And that's a nice jump shot there by Parker. Caught it right in rhythm.
Galloway kicks to Lure. Smith on the wing. Back to Lure. From deep. Connects from 3-point range. Lure's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Now here's Laverne, defended by Drummond. And it's Laverne missing. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Galloway, the pass to Smith. And another 3 for Detroit.
This is the one area Smith must continue to work on. I love seeing him knock down the 3-ball, expanding his range.
Parker kicks to Gay. There's a good screen. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. And a look here at the shot chart for Leonard.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court. He gets it in the paint. Just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
And that one's good. Drummond.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Spurs trail by 7. Anderson the screen. Gay left side. Can they get it? Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. Gay against Lure. The feed now to Drummond. 5 to shoot. Smith for 3, and it's Gay with the rebound. Spurs shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Here's Galloway. Here's Drummond. That shot missing, and San Antonio will go the other way with it. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Oh, and the presence of mind from Gay to go with the pull-up, so skilled at reading defenses and knowing when he has the room to shoot.
Lure the screen. Here's Galloway. Rebounded by the Spurs. Laverne's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Parker against Smith. Back to Parker. There's the 3. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Gay.
Oh, and if you were the defense, you have to be right in the jersey of Gay. A knockdown threat in the catch and shoot.
Over in the corner, Lure. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Lure's got 10 points.
Yeah, they're relying on their 3-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Screen by Parker, and Forbes kicks to Gay. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Gay's got 7 points for the quarter.
And not relying at all on the 3-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
There's 1:47 left in the third quarter. In the corner, it's Galloway. He's looking for Drummond and finds him, and Drummond throws it down.
And the anticipation of Drummond is just remarkable. Seeing a gaping hole in the D and sending a message with the forceful throwdown.
Spurs trail by 5. Parker dishes to Forbes. He kicks it to Gay. They set the pick. Feeds it to Laverne. All sorts of time. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Smith outside. Over in the corner. Lure. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And Kevin, they need to keep feeding Drummond the ball. When he's scoring like this, he only needs a few baskets to catch fire.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And Laverne kicks to Forbes. Passes to Gay. 46 seconds left in the third. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. Now Smith. He's got 9. He feeds it to Lure. There's the pick. Back to Smith. Takes a 3. The Pistons rebound. Tolliver. And Lure kicks to Smith. Out to the right wing. Here's Drummond. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. And it's a 7-point Piston lead. Blake Griffin getting it done for Detroit. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. We've got more in store for you right after this. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. You got shots, let them fly.
And that's the thing about Greg Popovich. As long as you're taking good shots, he doesn't want you to hesitate, doesn't want you to stop.
Well, and the offense is designed to create opportunities. So if you pass up the opportunity, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the exercise.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Anthony Tolliver out there with Ennis. Then it's John Lure. Then it's Smith. And it's Galloway in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. There's a screen. And here's Ennis. Back to Smith. To the wing right side. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Parker passes to Gay. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got his 4th rebound in this one. Ennis kicks to Tolliver. Back to Ennis. It's good. Ennis has got the lead up to 7 now for the Pistons.
Tight finish with the defense right there on top of.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
It's Gasol missing. Pistons leading by 7. Ennis dishes to Jackson. Back to Ennis. Here's Kennard. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
I mean, yeah, you can't break down. Not now. Defensively. At this point, I mean, you're already too far in the hole.
From about 16, and it goes down 2 points. Leonard's got 24 points.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money.
Whoa!
Goodness. Oh, my. He's just getting nasty on him now, fellas.
You know, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out the really slick moves. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard the pass to Murray. Kicks to Gasol. Over Lure. Goes back up. And Griffin sends it back. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. The pass to Kennard. Wants to get it to Lure and does. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Rebound, Detroit.
Look, you can't defend down low much better than that. Refuses to give him an easy path to the bucket.
Kept alive. Ennis off with the layup. Spurs trail by 12. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Good-looking screen by Gasol. And here's Leonard from 3.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Let's see, he has the talent to do more of this. Take command of the offense.
On the free throw, no good. Detroit leading by 10. It's Jackson with the drive. And Lure kicks to Ennis. There's Jackson with the 3. Second chance effort. And Lure with the lay-in, good. Lure's got 14 points here in the second half.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
Well, he's extremely accurate here, coming down the stretch, trying to see if he can close this one out.
Leonard kicks to Gasol. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists in the game.
And Gasol excels from that mid-range area. If you leave him open from there, you're going to pay the price.
Jackson with it. Leonard picks him up. Jackson dishes to Griffin. No good. Shot missing. Good D by Gasol. Spurs trail by 10. Pass to Murray. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. Aldridge a screen. Murray kicks to Leonard. They get the rebound. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Johnson. Good D by Gasol. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. The dish now to Green. There's the pick. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Shot clock at 5. Snatched up. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
The wherewithal from Gasol there, nailing the shot despite the tough defense all over.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. Gasol, no good on the free throw.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent. Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Murray kicks to Gasol. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Gasol's got 6 in the quarter.
He's giving him a nice lift this quarter. The shots are falling for him.
Dishes to Drummond. Outside Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. Again, Johnson missing. Spurs trail by 9. Nobody near Leonard. No good with the triple.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
And Johnson, the former Arizona Wildcat, certainly has a bright future in this league. The combination of shooting, speed, and length he possesses is just exciting.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
He misses the free throw.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
Good on the second free throw. Spurs trail by 10. Aldridge a screen. Johnson against Leonard. The 19-foot shot, and it's San Antonio with another.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Jackson against Leonard to the left side wing. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Nailed from three-point land.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
Murray kicks to Green. Aldridge a screen. Outside, Green to the paint. Gasol no good.
Yeah, good interior D there. Prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And stolen by Aldridge. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
One shot, gentlemen.
So it's San Antonio now, a 12-point game. Murray kicks to Green. Back to Murray. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. And it's sent back by Drummond. Johnson with it. Now Green defending. Kennard the pass to Griffin. From the baseline. Good as the jump shot falls. Kennard's got 12 points here in the second half.
He didn't let that first half get him down. He has come out firing on all cylinders to begin this second half.
Aldridge against Griffin. Fires from the wing. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from LaMarcus Aldridge. Passes it to Kennard. He dishes it to Drummond. The pass to Kennard. 6 to shoot. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Tony Parker's checked in for Murray. Spurs trail by 12.
Get on Parker.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Parker right side. Over Jackson, and that one's good. Parker.
And when Parker first came into the league, he didn't have that jumper. He's put a ton of time into making that a dangerous weapon in his offensive arsenal.
Griffin a screen on Leonard. Jackson is doubled. Here's Griffin, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Now here's Parker. Outside Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Not enough on that one as it misses. Pistons leading by 10. Johnson with it. He's picked up by Parker. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Off target from three-point range.
Well, it's clear they want to try to come back and win this game, but that's not going to happen if he's taking shots like that.
Johnson with a screen on Leonard. And there's the feed to Johnson. A three-pointer off the mark.
It's really a tale of two quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
It's Gasol missing.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
They set the pick. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Griffin. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Blake Griffin. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. Good looking screen by Gasol.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Fame. And Parker just puts so much pressure on your defense with his speed, and he's made a living out of doing that.
Here's Jackson. Here's the screen. Pass to Kennard. Griffin a screen on Green. Feeds to Drummond. 6 to shoot. Doesn't go for it. Some solid defense from Aldridge. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%. And a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Here's Griffin. A stupendous finish in traffic. And the Pistons lead by 11.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Johnson with it. He kicks it to Jackson. Back to Johnson. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates, honestly, believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.